This series of e-learning videos is used in conjunction with the printed participant guide for sealed system training, beginning with seal system diagnosis. If you don't already have it, please ask your manager for a printed copy of the participant guide for you to follow along and to fill in activity information. This module covers refrigeration seal system repair. Prior to taking this course, you must complete the following prerequisites. In Segno e-learning, the in-home technician safety, refrigeration basics, common refrigeration issues, acetylene oxygen safety training, flammable refrigerant safety and policy, flammable refrigerant safety and awareness. You must have completed the Segno e-learning plan for nitrogen training, which includes 4 videos: TT46-07SV, SS46-11SV, SS46-12SV, and SS46-13SV. Your mentor or instructor will be signing off that you can safely and effectively complete all activities involving the use of nitrogen. Follow the steps in the nitrogen training as you demonstrate each of the nitrogen activities called for in this refrigeration course. Instructor-led training modules 1 through 7 are to be completed previously as well. It is recommended that the modules be taken in the order shown. This is part 1 of seal system repair. In this course, you will learn how to identify and use the tools for leak testing and seal system repair, explain the standard repair procedures for non-contaminated systems, explain the standard repair procedures for contaminated systems, perform backflush procedures, clear a restriction, understand the importance of a proper deep evacuation, and describe the guidelines to follow when replacing a malfunctioning compressor. Be sure to indicate to your mentor or trainer for each activity within this course that you are demonstrating for the purpose of completion of this training course. All technicians must be certified in refrigerant handling by an EPA-approved facility. Your EPA certification card must be on file at your district office, and it is recommended to be on your person when on the job. You may reference Refrigerant Handling Work Instructions 37554-HOF in Media Search if needed. Refrigerant is safe when handled properly. Cautions include: as a liquid, it will cause frostbite to the skin and the eyes. As a vapor, it is colorless and odorless and will displace oxygen in the air needed for breathing. Indiscriminate discharge of most refrigerants into the atmosphere is illegal. A toxic vapor is generated when non-flammable refrigerants are burned. Do not use compressed air or oxygen in a sealed system. Check the refrigerant type before accessing the seal system. R600A is being used in some products, and note that R600A is an isobutane and is flammable. Always check the model and serial data tag and or the compressor sticker for refrigerant type before entering the system. Sears and A&E technicians must be trained on flammable refrigerant prior to servicing the product manufactured for use with flammable refrigerant. Do not enter the R600A seal system unless you have been trained to do so. For flammable refrigerants such as R600A, technicians are required to follow Sears approved procedures for recovery and disposal. Do not mix refrigerants in the product or service equipment. Mixed refrigerant in a returned recovery cylinder has to be destroyed at significant cost to the company. In addition to the electronic leak detector and gas trap discussed previously, with proper training, oxygen-free dry nitrogen is used to pressurize the system up to a safe and effective level of pressure once the refrigerant is recovered. Then the non-toxic leak detection fluid is used to locate a leak. General purpose soap solution is not recommended. Safety guidelines are referenced throughout the procedure steps. Always remember, never pressurize above the design or test pressure for the system. Always close the nitrogen tank valve when the desired pressure is reached or when your attention is off the gauges. This is for your safety as well as for everyone around you. If used improperly, this equipment is dangerous. But when used correctly, following the procedures outlined in this training, it will save time during diagnosis and time during repair. There are several opportunities where nitrogen is used in seal system diagnosis and repair. To locate a leak during a full system leak test, when isolating a particular component for leak, and to clear a restriction. The standard procedure of performing leak testing on all of the newly brazed joints in a full system leak test ensures no leaks or recalls due to a leak created during the repair. It is important to follow the safety requirements and be mindful of the pressure limitations of the model being serviced. The Tech Tool Bulletin TT46-07 is available in Tech Hub Media and provides the safety guidelines and procedures concerning dry nitrogen in the refrigeration service industry. It is necessary to know that your manifold gauge set and hoses and hose gaskets do not leak. The procedure steps are always available in Media Bulletin TT46-07. Your participant guide has a high-level guide for the hands-on activity as well as the detailed steps listed in TT46-07. You may recall in the signal video that the maximum pressure applied is not to exceed the retard beginning pressure on the low side gauge. You may reference any of the 4 videos in Segno as needed before demonstrating any of the nitrogen-related activities to your mentor or trainer. Please note, unless the equipment doesn't hold the pressure during this test, there is no need to spray solution all over the equipment. At your earliest opportunity, follow the illustration and steps in your participant guide or Bulletin TT46-07 to test your own equipment and personally demonstrate this to your mentor or instructor. Discuss any equipment repairs as needed. Ask your mentor or trainer any questions that you may have. There are 3 different reasons a full system leak test may be required. 1. Following a failed attempt to locate a leak with refrigerant, and after the refrigerant is recovered, of course. 2. Following any seal system repair and prior to a deep evacuation. And 3. On a system found completely empty of refrigerant. In other words, there is no need to add refrigerant to a system that is flat. In the previous video, the refrigerant was recovered from the product. The next step depends on the situation. In our scenario, it was determined that a high side leak caused the seal system failure, and if unsuccessful in locating a leak with the existing refrigerant pressure, the refrigerant is recovered and then nitrogen added. The reason nitrogen is the next step is that the maximum safe system pressure can easily be obtained compared to the existing refrigerant pressure, and the leak is then likely found. A general description of the steps is provided in your participant guide. The full system leak testing procedure is listed in SS 46-11. As a reminder from the Segno video, the system design or test pressure ratings can typically be found listed on the model serial tag. In this example, the high side, when isolated for testing, must not exceed 300 psi, and the low side not to exceed 140 psi. If the complete system is being tested, the pressure must not exceed the lowest rating, which in this case is 140 psi. If the pressures are not listed, the default for R134A product is 200 psi for the high side and 140 psi for the low side. The procedure steps are always available in TechHub Media with a search of SS46-11. Also, as you may recall from the Segno video, the nitrogen is applied to the high side and will flow through the cap tube and begin building up pressure on the low side as seen on the gauge. Please review the SS46-11SV video in Segno as needed before demonstrating the full system leak test with nitrogen procedure to your mentor or trainer. At your earliest opportunity, follow the steps in your participant guide or bulletin SS46-11, steps 4 through 5L, and use your participant guide activity sheet to fill in the information during the activity. Your mentor or trainer must be present and observing prior to your opening the nitrogen tank and applying pressure. Ask your mentor or trainer any questions you have. Again, you must personally demonstrate this procedure to your mentor or instructor. This concludes Part 1 of Seal System Repair. Please watch Part 2 at your next available opportunity to continue with Seal System Repair training.